Greetings, my fellow book peasants. Welcome to the Indie Fantasy Club. I gotta be honest with you. I have fallen behind a little bit with my planned TBR. I just had some things come up in life. I repainted our kitchen cabinets. That was our home improvement project for the month. Things got a little bit busier at work and just a few unexpected delays. Just life happens a little bit. But as a result of that, some of my reading got a little bit behind. So hopefully you can forgive me, all of you who have sent me your copies of your books. What I'm going to do now is just go through my TBR of the books that I've received and when I think I'm going to read them, just so that you can have an expectation of where you are on the list, where I'm at with my plans to read it, and kind of give you a better idea of like what my TBR looks like right now. So first up on the list is Unicorn Vampire Hunter by Caleb Palmquist. Now, this one is a comic book. I've never read a fantasy comic book before, which I let him know, but we're going to give it a shot and see what we think about it. It seems pretty short. Again, it's a comic book, so I don't anticipate it being a long read. So I think that I can get that one done pretty quickly, maybe have a video for that, maybe next week sometime, I'm thinking, but we'll see. The next one on the list is Demonology and the Art of Pickling Demons by Matt Moore. So that book will be my main focus for reading maybe in the first 2.5 weeks of March. We'll see how long that one is and if it takes me a little bit longer to get through it. Next up, we have The Fall of the Hammer. And I hope I pronounce this name right. If not, you can correct me. I apologize, but it's Serdar Yegulalp, maybe? Yeah, I probably butchered that, but that's next up on my list, so I think that I can get to that as far as reading goes by the end of March. Have a review maybe at the beginning of April. Next up, we have Blight Crossing. This is by D. Avraham. After that, it's going to be a little bit different. Someone submitted a book called War Games, and he is writing it on a site called Royal Road, which I think is where you write one chapter at a time and release those to the people reading your book. So instead of waiting to release an entire book at once, you're giving them like an episodic release with each chapter. So that one will be interesting to see how that goes, but that'll be next on the list. I might push it down and wait for that one to be finished just so I can read it all the way through. I think it'll be hard if I read halfway through it and then try and come back after I'm in my other reading list. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling about that, but that is the next submission that came through. After that, we've got Zodak, The Last Shielder by Max Moyer. So again, this one's probably going to be pushed out to April, would be my guess. After that, we've got Target of Interest by Matthew Colvath. We've got Design of Darkness by R.D. Pyers. And he actually is releasing his second book in his series, but I told him he has to send me the first one first because I can't just jump into the second one. I've got to know the context of the story. So I'm going to read that first one, give his second book a shout out after I read that. Again, that's probably going to be later April. Then we've got Sky of Shadows by Tyler Nixon. And finally, we've got Isaac Unknown by James McFadden. Again, these are all of the authors that submitted their books to me for a review. And I just want to let you know that I really appreciate all of you who took the time, money, effort to send me those books. I do have you on my TBR according to who reached out to me first, and I'm just going to work through those before I read anything else. So you are my top priority as far as my reading list goes, but when I finish them might be just a little bit later than when I promised. I think I promised everyone that I would have it done by February, and clearly that just was not the case. So I apologize. Yeah, just life happens. So I should have planned for that a little bit better, but oh well. And then after that, we're going to get into, my actual TBR of some of these other indie releases that I've seen that are popular, that I think would match with my style and preferences, unless, of course, I get other submissions. But yeah, this is going to push us out until May, probably, with book reviews. I'll try and get one book review done a week. But again, that might be too ambitious, but we'll see what we can do. And yeah, just wanted to give you guys that update. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.